And welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the invisible data engine, S3 buckets. And trust me, this is the hidden cloud technology that practically powers your entire digital life. Seriously, if you've ever wondered how the modern internet actually does all its heavy lifting, holding millions of images, massive databases, and endless video streams without just completely buckling under its own weight, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to explore the silent engine running the apps and websites you rely on every single day, keeping those digital gears turning smoothly. To get us started, I want you to think about your morning routine for a second. You wake up, maybe you check your banking app, you scroll through a giant e-commerce store, or maybe load up a quick video while you're making your coffee. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, where does the data for your favorite apps actually live? I mean, physically. Where are those ultra-high-res product pictures, those sensitive account numbers, and those massive video files sitting right at this exact second? Well, the truth is, every single modern business you interact with is storing your data in a highly specialized massive system. The real trick here? You just don't see it. It operates entirely behind the scenes. So, behind that sleek, minimalist app interface on your phone, there's actually a sprawling, wildly complex infrastructure working tirelessly to deliver exactly what you clicked on, literally in the exact millisecond you clicked it. Now, to truly appreciate how incredible this modern setup is, we kind of have to look back at the old way of doing things, saving files on local computers. Imagine a huge enterprise keeping all its critical business files, its heavy user databases, all of it, on actual, physical hardware sitting in some temperature-controlled basement somewhere. It sounds incredibly restrictive now, right? And that's because it absolutely was. Maintaining that physical hardware costs an absolute fortune. Plus, if a localized hardware failure happened, like say a power surge or a burst water pipe, boom, that data could be gone forever. And that stark contrast brings us to the massive industry shift from that old way of using local computers to the modern way, cloud storage. Forward-thinking companies, from your banking apps to global e-commerce stores, have completely abandoned that legacy physical infrastructure. They needed something that wasn't just reliable, but virtually bulletproof. Something capable of surviving hardware crashes and geographic disasters without a single hiccup. Which brings us right to the core concept of our explainer today. Enter the S3 bucket. Now, the definition is actually surprisingly straightforward. An S3 bucket is simply a cloud storage system used by businesses to store and manage massive amounts of data safely on the internet. Please don't let the technical-sounding acronym intimidate you. Think of it quite literally as an infinite, highly secure digital bucket where a company can drop absolutely any file they need to keep. And from there, they can access it instantly over the web whenever they need it from anywhere in the world. So the crucial point here is understanding what exactly is going into these digital buckets. We're talking about managing massive data, things like customer records, high-resolution images, heavy video files, digital invoices, and entire system backups. And listen, this isn't just abstract, anonymous corporate data. This is your data, your digital receipts, your saved app preferences, the profile pictures you upload. All of it is being carefully organized, encrypted, and protected inside these vast S3 cloud storage environments. So how does this invisible technology map to the real world? Well, let's look at the business use cases. For an e-commerce giant like Jumia, their digital storefront relies entirely on S3 to flawlessly load millions of product images every single hour. What about your bank? They use it to safely store your transaction records and maintain critical nightly backups. Heavy-hitting apps like Netflix rely on it as the foundational storage for their massive video libraries. And it's not just the global titans either. Agile, fast-moving startups use S3 for crash protection, avoiding catastrophic data loss if their primary systems ever go down. Actually, let's pause on that Netflix example for a second, because the scale here is absolutely staggering. We aren't just talking about a few gigabytes of files, we are talking about exabytes of data. Millions of users are streaming videos from these cloud storage systems at the exact same time globally. The fact that you can fire up a 4K movie on a Friday night along with millions of other people across different continents and the system doesn't immediately crash under the weight of all that bandwidth, that is entirely thanks to the immense power of this architecture. S3 distributes that incredibly heavy data load flawlessly. So why did the entire tech world universally agree to abandon physical servers and adopt this? Well, the S3 advantage really boils down to three things. Number one, it is dramatically cheaper. You aren't buying giant physical servers that sit half empty or require a full-time maintenance team. Number two, it's infinitely scalable. Whether your app goes viral and jumps from 10 users today to 10 million users tomorrow, the cloud storage automatically expands to fit your needs instantly. And number 3, it's vastly more secure than storing everything on vulnerable local hardware because it utilizes military-grade encryption and automated global backups. Of course, keeping these massive invisible engines running smoothly doesn't just happen by magic. There's a quote that really captures the professional reality here. Building systems that handle data at scale. That exact concept is what cloud engineers and IT teams are architecting and managing in companies every single day. If you've ever wondered what people in tech actually do all day, a huge part of their routine is designing, organizing, and securing these vast S3 storage buckets so that our modern digital world never skips a beat. And hey, I want to give a huge shout out to our source material today from Buvora, whose whole focus is simplifying cloud for beginners and future tech professionals. If learning how real companies use complex cloud systems sparks an interest for you, understanding these concepts is the perfect launching pad. Grasping what an S3 bucket is and why modern businesses absolutely depend on it for their operational survival is really foundational knowledge for anyone looking to build a career in today's tech landscape. Which brings us to our final thought, and I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. How many S3 buckets have you already interacted with today? Really think about it. Every website you visited, every banking app you refreshed, every single message you sent with a photo attached, you are constantly triggering this massive, invisible cloud storage infrastructure without even realizing it. So the next time you stream a movie or buy something online, just remember that invisible data engine working flawlessly behind the scenes. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep staying curious.